Good afternoon and greetings from Brussels. It is an honor and a pleasure to address the fifth assembly of the International Solar Alliance. Today's assembly takes place a month after I visited Delhi and had excellent discussions with the president of the International Solar Alliance, Minister Singh, and the Director General, Dr. Mathur. We all agree that the need for renewable energy, including solar energy, is now greater than ever. The world will come together in a few weeks at COP27 in Egypt to discuss the existential threat of climate change. All over the world, we are facing increasingly severe impacts. For Europe, the role of renewables has become even more significant because of another tragedy, this one political, Russia's war against Ukraine. There was a time when people thought that renewables were less reliable than fossil fuels. This year has taught us that being dependent on fossil fuels, especially those from Russia, is both unpredictable and unsustainable. Moving to renewables is a strategic investment in security and sustainability. Every kilowatt hour of electricity we generate from solar, wind, hydropower, or biomass is one less that we rely on fossil fuels. The sooner we can diversify our energy sources, improve energy efficiency, and introduce renewables, the better. The International Solar Alliance is a perfect example of the kind of partnerships we need to make the green revolution happen. Solar energy can be an especially useful tool in building the new global energy system as it's affordable, flexible, and abundant almost everywhere. Through the International Solar Alliance, we can learn from each other how to finance, promote, and deploy solar energy. And very importantly, how to secure global supply chains for the solar energy sector. This has been a priority topic since the pandemic, when we learned what it means if global supply chains are suddenly interrupted. To address such risks, the EU is working with its international partners to make the solar supply chains more diversified and more resilient. The European Commission has always been and will remain a strong supporter of the International Solar Alliance. More and more EU member states are joining, and we will certainly urge others to follow suit. Doing so will support the goals we have set ourselves in Europe. The EU is committed to become climate neutral by 2050 and reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% by 2030, a huge challenge for which we will need solar. Let me briefly tell you about the EU's plans for solar energy. As part of our Repower EU plan to phase out fossil fuel supplies from Russia, we aim to achieve 45% renewable energy in our mix by 2030. To support this goal, we have adopted a new EU solar strategy. With it, we want to go from 136 gigawatts of installed PV in the EU in 2020 to 320 gigawatts by 2025 and to almost 600 gigawatts by 2030. These are big leaps, but our solar strategy has 4 key areas that help us to achieve it. First, promoting massive deployment of solar PV on buildings through the European Solar Rooftop Initiative. Second, making permitting procedures for solar installations shorter and simpler. Third, ensuring an ample and skilled workforce for producing and deploying solar energy across the EU. And finally, launching a European Solar PV Industrial Alliance. We want a resilient value chain, especially when it comes to manufacturing. All of you participating today understand how precious solar energy is. I commend the work the Alliance is doing, striving to make solar energy available and affordable for all. There will not be a green transition if it is not a just transition, leaving nobody behind. You are putting innovation and collaboration at the service of people and at the service of the planet. Thank you for this, and I wish you an interesting assembly.